back for the second half of the quarter-final of the Open Division. I don't think we've been pumping that one up enough, Kathy. Simon Talbot here with Kathy McGrath.
Simon, it's going to be an absolutely wonderful second half. I'm so excited.
Of course, the winner here progresses into the top 4, into the semi-finals.
It's very important. Fyshwick currently sitting down to I-beam with 8, but Fyshwick, they know how to come back. They know how to get on a comeback train. I've got faith in them.
What do they need to do here, Kathy?
They really need to get it off that high sideline. I-beam's zone look really just keeping them trapped over there. They're also just stopping those long shots that Fyshwick have been relying on. So if they can just see a little bit more movement early on in the zone defense, then they might be able to get those long shots that they really, would be good to see.
Yeah, they really need to try and keep it away from the sidelines and play down the middle.
What have I-beam been doing well here?
They've been really targeting 2 players on offense, and that's Chris Hill and Chris Stoddard. And Fyshwick right now don't have an answer for those 2 players. They're doing well to stop early long shots, but just you give half a window to anyone looking for one of those 2 receivers, and that's enough. They will take that. So Fyshwick starting this half on offense. So
an expert decision there by Callum Sandbridge during the toss to come out second half on O. Does hype the troops up a little bit. Hopefully they can score this one.
They really need to put this one in just to keep the game in touch, keep it within a 2-goal margin. So they'll have the offensive advantage for now. Low flat pull, they need to gain some yards quickly. Hellick Smith plays through to come to him.
Beautifully. Oh, Gill in the handler space.
De Hollander. Got a few receivers running away from him, not many coming towards him.
He doesn't quite see that long shot. You know he wants it. Pick called.
Pick called. And nearly everyone has noticed, except for the 2 at the front of the field.
Beautiful break up the line. Cut there from De Hollander, but it was all in vain.
Pick happening some time ago, so De Hollander and Picalis, 2 big men on the field, having to sheepishly walk back to where they started.
It is hard when you're focused in on the game to hear what's going on around. Everyone can be screaming at you, but you're so focused on making that up the line cut there that you're not paying any attention.
Alex Smith only wants to reset, has to look forward now. Trong provides him the bailout, but again, another turn on the close quarter resets.
Picalis wasn't giving De Hollander another chance at getting that reset.
Rob Merck. Ryan Davey puts it up over the top, gets a fingertip to it, but Scammell runs it in, puts the point out. Look at Picalis in the back corner, and he's done it. He's raked it in.
Gee, you'll be happy with that point. Picalis stopping that reset there, forcing a turn from Fyshwick and then catching the goal.
Big man, Robbie Picalis and Chris Scammell, the 2 long fellas combining. Daniel.
Yeah, just coming back to the pressure on the reset. At the end of the first half, we saw Ryan Davey picking up Mikey Trong there for a bit. Tim Hayes back on him now. They are wearing out these reset handlers and really forcing Fyshwick to move the disc down the field, which they're not comfortable doing.
Yeah, Mike Trong, like the first look for a lot of players, he always likes to play in and around the disc. And so you see Chris Hill, he was there to observe. Just
he was very happy to see that one and hype his teammate up there.
Yeah, obviously keep making sure that Picalis kept his feet in bounds. What a throw from Scammell. What placement to put it right in that back corner. Completely out of reach of any defenders.
Visionary. I-beam showing they can really move this disc yet again.
So again, another defensive break for I-beam to bring it out to a 4-goal margin.
Oh, another shot of a dog. Love to see it. A few dogs here on the sideline this weekend.
See the second whistle go from the timekeepers, indicating 60 seconds since the goal. With a few seconds left for the pool to go up. Offense finally getting their hand up. So Davey signals, counts them in. So we watch the defense run down. Fyshwick United have to score this goal to stay in touch.
Weir and Trong around the disc again.
Hayes got the matchup on Trong this time. Gill, Weir. Hayes, he had Had to think about that one, but he thought, no, another opportunity will come. Just be patient, Svardos. Lots of lateral movement. They've isolated just the three main movers of the disc up the front and keeping all the cutters downfield. I think they're going to wait till they probably get to halfway. Hingy finds space.
Clings onto it, but it wasn't comfortably.
Wasn't worried, and no. A cold drop there from Moya.
A very, very uncharacteristic mistake. He will be very unhappy with that, but hopefully he can keep his chin up and play some defense here.
Ryan Davey walking to the disc. Vertical formation there. Scammell's gone out wide. There's going to go one each from the front. Ryan, they're literally lining up for Ryan Davey, and they're straight through the hands of Jake Winchester.
Weir's run down to it. He said, not wasting any time this time.
Yeah, they want to get it out of that corner.
And he's poached as anything.
Davey finally taking that matchup. Hingy.
Oh, Hingy with a big throw on him.
It's the pressure on these short resets. They just have to try and move the disc upfield, but they're struggling to get free. Mitchell finds Hingy.
Oh, Foreman just sitting at the back of the stack there, not quite looking like he knows whether to cut deep or go under.
Trong, they're finally moving the disc down the centre of the field now, keeping it away from that sideline. Svardos. What's there to that bottom side?
Not much happening here with the Fyshwick offense.
Bottom side of the left end zone. No one's moving there though. Has to reset.
IBM just keeping the pressure on them.
Well, yeah, finds Gill.
Gill to Trong. Back to Gill. Who
Gill's
throws it to no one.
I don't know who he thought he saw.
But
I think he just thought he was throwing to advantage, but just no one moved to it. The Fyshwick did so well to work it up. They really kept it in the centre of the field, kept it away from the sideline.
Yep. The boys really just got to take that one on the chin and play some quality D and get it back now. Don't think IBM are going to make it that easy for them, though. Oh.
Davey calls a timeout. Interesting call. I would
Interesting
not
call.
have thought that they would do
IBM
that.
on a bit of a roll here, and yet still choosing to call a timeout. You often don't call a timeout when you're on a roll, but it does give your players a bit of a chance to rest their legs and grab a drink.
We'll go to Daniel on the sideline.
Yeah, incredible pressure from I-Beam. This Fyshwick offense is struggling. You can tell that they're not used to this amount of pressure. Mike Trong is having to make multiple cuts to get resets. Clearly, they've been able to reset the disc and reset the stall easily up till now, and they don't know what to do.
Yeah. And of course, the downfield defensive pressure from I-Beam is just, what they're doing is they're really sitting just behind their player, forcing them to go towards the disc, which is not what their offensive pattern dictates. They want to cut away. The offensive pattern is to try and make their move downfield first and then have space to come towards the disc. But with a with the emerald jersey hot on your hips, it's hard to get that separation and have a clear forward option for your throwers.
Both teams seeming to be evenly matched here on speed, just making it that much harder for Fyshwick to pull away.
We thought that these two teams, we thought that this would be a defensive game. And it's the I-Beam defense which is being the difference at the moment. I think offensively they're both fairly evenly matched, but defensively I-Beam just has the upper hand here. And Fyshwick's O-line need to find a way out of this hole to enable their defense to get on and start bringing them back into the game.
They really need to keep their mental game strong here, Fyshwick, not let it get to their heads.
So coming out of the timeout, the offense have to set their formation first and cannot move. Then defense are allowed to set themselves around that. So I-Beam have gone with their typical horizontal stack. This time, Doherty and Stoddard in the middle. And I think Scannell on the far side there. So Stoddard will come out. I reckon he'll come back in towards the disc at some point. Merck. Davey. There we go. He's found Hayes, one out. He's drifting right.
Gill's
The
there.
gates has to go up, and yeah, it was hard to read that one. He had.
He's done the splits.
Look,
he's tried everything.
Had to go up early, but that
ouch.
that landing, wow.
Oh, dearie me.
Some slick dance floor moves from Tim Hayes there, but didn't have the disc with him. So
Great work from Gill there in the...
Yeah, Fyshwick have pushed their cutters out to the far side of the field to really open up that space down the middle. Foreman now has to try and find a reset. Merck's playing a weir, can't get open. Trong finally.
Oh, they've got no one down with him. Svardos comes back in for a fill.
Yeah, there's no one coming towards him. They're just going to have to try and work where he sets. He finally finds Foreman with an inside forehand shot. Foreman looks for Trong. He's looking for Ware now. There's a lot of traffic around. Has to just go short. And Doherty's called the stall out.
Oh, I think that was a fast 10 seconds, but I wasn't counting. Just felt pretty fast, but it is action-packed, and time does fly when you're having fun, Simon.
So what we just heard, Chris Folks, who you can't see, he's on the sideline here. He told his teammate Doherty that the throw got out, so he should retract the call. And Doherty obliged, so he's retracted that stall count. He's retracted that stall out call. Was the closest defender responsible for counting out loud the 10 seconds the thrower has with the disc. Weir. Trong. Starting to find some more room in these recess now. Svardos comes in for some action. Weir. All the cuts coming towards it. There's nothing much happening away. Mitchell. Heads long and wide looking for Foreman. Foreman's going to have to go. He thought about the dive. He looked where the goal line is. Look where the cone is. Is he in bounds? Is he in goal?
Great field awareness shown there by Foreman. He's no stranger to the end zone, and it really showed.
Decided he'll just settle for the easy way. Take a score. Fyshwick's 6th goal. Hayes. Can't believe it. How did they get away with that one? Daniel.
Fyshwick needed that. They needed the steadier. I managed to talk to Andrew Jackson, one of the injured players of Fyshwick. I asked him about the cadence, which just seems to not be there at the moment. He mentioned the forced middle from I-beam is really, really making things difficult. No one seems to play that anymore, and they're struggling.
Yeah. We saw this point there. Downfield receivers really started to play a bit wider, and that's why they were able to get a couple of upfield shots to them. And Mitchell just taking it upon himself to go, fine, I'll get creative with the disc here now. 9-6. If the defensive run is going to start, has to start here. So we see Andrew Jackson there in the jacket. Would love to be out there. John Horan there. The coach of Fyshwick United giving some final tips, having to hustle off the field before the pool goes up. Phil Swan to get us underway for this point. Low and flat. I mean, we'll probably get some easy yards here. Greenfield to Lavis. Hill has streaked long deep off camera, but can't get a clean throw out to him, folks. Doherty's coming towards the disc. Prosser.
Looks like Fyshwick are really trying to guard those longer shots.
Stoddard's long one out at the moment, but no one's coming with. Greenfield's gone long as well. They're really extending the whole field there, forcing the defense to work. And Sandbridge. And the second block of the game, Ware picks it up, but wants to move it quickly before the defense sets. Sandbridge.
He's looking.
30 from goal.
Oh, no.
Out of the reach of Francis. It's an easy knockdown D for Lavis. I think that was the right idea. They need to get moving before the defense gets set.
It was a good look. Just
Greenfield to weigh it up. You can see Hill, number 56, down the bottom. He'll move laterally soon. Doesn't need to, as the throw's gone up to Doherty, who catches it
Young in the area, but just not there.
Right on the doorstep now in the front corner. He's going to have a look in the corner, and he's pushed it, done a little push pass into Prosser, but I think it's Young was coming through.
He wasn't going to let that
one to get a block, but
hop in. Looks like they're going to have a bit of a chat about it.
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure about the line. You caught it. Yeah. I think he definitely did have it because I pushed it in and they had to lean out. So he was he had his 40 minutes. Yeah, that's okay. Where?
Okay, so they've established he could have got it, now discuss the call.
I made contact, but I don't think two calls had to make contact. Okay, so I have no idea if I was in or out, so any perspectives? I do believe you're in.
I thought it looked like it was in, but I wasn't. I can't be certain.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Test it.
I definitely didn't see
So, yeah, the outcome there is that we weren't sure if Prosser wasn't sure if he was in bounds once he had the disc. And we saw on the replay there, you really couldn't see whether he got his knee or his foot down first. And so the players have just agreed that no one knows for sure. The advisor, Holly Halford-Smith, offered her opinion, but of course it's not binding. So they opt just to send it back to Doherty to restart play.
It was pretty hard to see even on the replays here.
Yeah. Davis one out here, Sandbridge marking him tightly.
Let's see what Ikemen can do.
Davis urging his players to get their formation closer together to open up space either side of that middle. Folks pops a little cheeky one up to Lavis, who this time finds Stoddart again.
Stoddart scoring all the goals for I-Beam today.
Definitely one of their better players.
Oh, and he looks pretty pleased with himself. I think this is going to be one of his good games from the weekend.
Yeah, Callum Sandbridge, he's devastated at that one that they managed to earn that break. Daniel Clinton.
Yeah, I've got another score update for you. Ellipsis took half, 8-5. So they had a little bit of a wobble there, but have managed to get their noses back in front.
Of course, that's the top of the table clash in the women's division. Many Ultimate fans keen to see how that one plays out. Of course, that was the rematch of the final from 2019 when we were last able to hold a national championships, and what many have predicted will be this year's final as well. But our attention right now is on the Open Division quarterfinals.
Whistle sounded by game advisor Steve there.
The first whistle meaning 45 seconds since the goal was scored. That's just a warning whistle. The second whistle at 60 seconds indicating that the offense has to be ready, which they are. Defense now have 15 seconds to send it up, but Davey doesn't need all that time.
Oh, another expert pull from Davey.
Yeah,
He's been doing them all weekend.
We are opting to let it hit the ground, taking the safer option.
Plenty of time for the defense to get down there and put it on.
Break up by Mitchell there. And
no!
the throw pops up at the last second there and out of his reach.
It was a great look there by Weir. Oh.
Good choice by Fyshwick. Had to move forward. They couldn't just rely on that lateral movement all the time, with I-Beam really locking down on it. Davey now 25 from goal. Wanting Merck. Merck can't find space. Davey has to look forward.
Oh, there we go.
Straight into the hands.
Not going to be taken out a second time.
Caught it at that time. Puts it forward to Weir. Puts it forward to Trong. He's got Foreman streaking deep.
Oh, it's good.
Foreman has got to run this one down.
That's better, Fyshwick. Oh, I'm trying to stay impartial here, but it's a little difficult.
Bill Foreman getting his name on the scoreboard again. Bring it back to 10-7, and that was a hearty-mouth moment there for Fyshwick. That early turn near the end zone, but Mitchell
just taking it back. So I'm not going to miss that disc a second time.
The redemption intercept. Of course, Davey just had...
Oh, look at that.
Davey was out of options, just had to send it forward. He was looking for Luckman there.
Some really great defense on the mark of the dump there from Fyshwick.
Look at these terrific leading passes. Weir to Trong and then Trong to Foreman.
Look at that.
Makes it easy for them. And Rob Merck had to make a goal
area,
of it. Yeah, had to make a goal of it, but
couldn't quite get there. Beautiful pass from Trong here.
Yeah. Daniel on the sideline.
I just want to highlight Manambi Weir. Great story, one of the bright shining lights of Australian Ultimate. He has had a really, really hard game. He's been in a few turnovers, not having the performance that he would want to have. Great to see him get on the scoreboard there.
Yeah.
He, of course, unfortunately missed out on an Australian campaign not too long ago, so I'm sure he'll be fighting for another one of those soon.
Definitely of a young enough age where he's got many opportunities ahead of him. Francis.
Oh, I think if you're Mr. Greenfield out there, you don't have to be that young.
An offside called again. So...
Remind us about this one, Simon.
Again, so the defense crossed the end zone line as the pull went up. You can see that the player on the far right there was well over the line, and The game observers throw up the signal, but it's up to the offense to accept the call. And they'll get the disc from the brick mark, which is usually reserved for when the pool lands out of bounds on the full. So Lavis straight away opting to take that one rather than start their own goal line. Folks. High backhand over the top. That's a risky shot. Too high for Stoddart. Francis makes sure it hits the ground.
Fyshwick have got an opportunity here.
Got a shot here. Alex Young to pick up from halfway. Swan. Heads wide to Shellard, but a pick was called well before that.
Looks like it'll go back.
Stoddart just pointing back at the thrower saying that's definitely heading back.
Shellard did look very free there.
Swan just keeping the disc away from Doherty, saying, you're not checking this until we're ready.
Shellard looking for that again, but Stoddart wasn't letting him have it.
There we go, no free resets available. Great 2 forward, but Stoddart has seen that, it's gone too free, and
gee
folks
whiz.
missed it. But Hill's got it.
This is looking
Over
a
to
bit
Prosser,
messy.
unguarded, here we go. I-beam on the move, Lavis. He's got Hill one out in the end zone. But this time just heads forward to Folks. Folks right on the doorstep in that corner. No one's heading to where he wants, so he picks out Lavis.
They're really good at just popping those dump throws out into space.
Yeah, just throwing it to advantage Greenfield. And sends a sneaky low backhand out to Doherty. Greenfield saying, great contest there, Dan, to Dan Hellig-Smith. But they've got the break and keep that 4-goal lead.
Great to see. Chantel, what can you see?
I just had a quick look at that. I-beam scored very quickly. They had a turnover and they went with it. They didn't wait for Fyshwick to catch up and reset, and it was very advantageous for them.
They're probably at a point now where they can start to smell victory, smell that top 4 finish.
Oh, you'd be getting comfortable. Fyshwick probably feeling a little bit unsure of what's going to happen.
With another timeout called, we think that might have been called by Fyshwick, so that'll be their last timeout.
Using all of their timeouts, really showing the intensity level of this game. Both teams bringing it.
Of course, I-beam haven't seen the top 4 since 2017.
We can see the Fyshwick team over there having a bit of a chat. Andrew Jackson taking this weekend off. Oh, he claims due to injury, but I believe it's probably due to the re-release of a Taylor Swift album. Being a very devoted fan, Mr. Jackson probably just taking this time to really let that one sink in.
I'm surprised that he's team down by 4. He hasn't just gone to hell with it, taken a couple of Panadol and put the boots on.
Look. He really just needs to put some music on the sideline and have a bit of a bop. I'm sure it's breaking his heart not to be playing with this team today. He's a very active member of the team throughout the season.
Yeah. Fyshwick shoulder to shoulder.
A few jumps in there, keeping those muscles nice and warm.
It starts with this goal, Kathy. They're going to receive this pull.
They're going to do it.
They need to get it in. They can't afford to give up another break. 72 minutes gone. I don't think we'll reach the 100-metre mark. So we're going to be sticking with the 15-goal target. Daniel.
I've got another score update for you. 9-7. Ellipsis still in front by 2. Manly have come back in it a little bit more.
9-7. Oh, that's almost an unassailable lead for Ellipsis. It's very hard to get the disc off them defensively. The Premier Women's team in Australia. 11-7 here the score. To the Emerald and Cinnamon I-beam out of Newcastle.
Bit of cheer from Sandbridge on the sideline here to his Fyshwick team. He knows they can do it.
It's been 11 years since I-beam's last championship. Could the drought be broken this year? They're certainly in form.
Another expert pull. Is it going to land in? Oh, I spoke too soon. My apologies.
Drifted out of bounds late. Yeah,
Commentator's curse.
It's a bit of a gamble trying to put the pull right in that corner. Wind can very easily carry it out, so we will start with the disc from the brick mark, 44 from goal.
Fyshwick choosing a
Rob
side
de
stack
Hollander's
here.
gone early.
Oh, he looks like he's coming under though. Svardos with the disc.
De Hollander,
De Hollander free.
unguarded.
He's got a big throw on him. Will he do it? He's looking. Nope. Chooses to be safe.
Just winds that shoulder up and ready to unleash it at a moment's notice, but no one heading deep for him. And Leah and Trong. Mitchell on.
Oh no.
Mitchell having to couple of goes at it.
Uncharacteristic again from Mitchell.
It was much better movement by Fyshwick there, but IBM were really starting to lock down again on those resets. Of course, Trong having to go further upfield because this is too well covered. Scammell.
Oh, it's up. It's up. It could be anyone's. Yes, Trong.
He gets up high, but Merck was right underneath it.
De Hollander losing his player there.
Everyone moving away from Davey, but Hayes takes that space underneath. Back to Davey.
Oh,
A couple of numbers in the middle. It's floated too high. Weir with the easy intercept. Michael McKee unable to get up for that one. Trong.
Trong again.
Pumps the inside forehand.
Yes,
Svardos has gone up, but Davey's come over the top and he's gone straight into the back of Svardos.
Oh, did he trip or was that?
Both players just lying on the ground. I think they're both okay. They're just going to, bit of a heavy landing. Svardos will definitely call a foul on that one.
We'll have to tune into Game Advisor Steve to listen in on this discussion.
I think I already know the outcome of this one, but let's listen in.
Caught it. After you went at it, but I said, did I hit him like?
You came down after catching and landed on him.
Okay. So I don't think I could have made the play without fouling you. So.
Oof.
That was uncontested. So take possession here. Yep.
It's a great outcome there. Davey just checking in with this game advisor to see, like, did I hit him before I caught it? And he agrees that he couldn't have made that play without making contact, so he doesn't contest the foul. Svardos will have it right on the goal line. Walks it back, check it in.
Fakes off to Hollander.
Really wants to move it forward in the end zone, but instead opts to go back. And there's been an offensive foul call, I think. Yeah, Ryan Davey copped one to the chin on the way through.
Looks like he might have felt a few stars in his vision there.
Dazed him a little bit, but so the disc will stay with Trong. I think that this caught. I think that's caught a brief stoppage just for Davey to regather his thoughts, but I think we're just checking in on what happens to the stall count after an offensive foul off the disc. Because, yeah. Yeah. Steve Baker, the game advisor there.
Okay,
just,
if you think it's 2, you think it's nothing, then split the difference.
Easy.
Great advice there from game advisor Steve.
Because Merck had obviously started counting, but Trong had already spotted the stoppage. Still, Trong with still plenty of time with the disc. Quick 1-2 with Weir, and finds
yes,
Svardos across.
He gets it a second time. He'll be happy with that.
11-8.
Svardos a bit of a veteran on this Fyshwick lineup here. Seeing him actually having a bit more time around the disc, but we'll cross over to Daniel now. Daniel, tell us your thoughts.
It's not only the players out there that are working hard. John Horan, coach of Fyshwick United, is inaudible from about 5 metres away. His voice is completely toasted.
Oh dear. It is a big weekend of yelling at players if you're a coach.
You need to speak from the diaphragm. Take advice from opera singers.
Luckily, their second coach, Amber Beresford, doesn't seem to have lost her voice yet.
So a great little 1-2, and yeah, Trong was able to then find space there. Nice little dad backhand to Svardos.
Fyshwick look like they might be just getting on that comeback train. Hopefully they can secure a few more goals and we'll see a closer game. We might even make it to time cap time.
Well, we've got the downwind advantage, but we've seen how proficiently IBM are at moving it into the wind. It definitely has picked up since the start of the game. It's got a real chill on it. It's not a great day to be in a in shorts and a t-shirt. You can see many players got an underlayer. Get some extra coverage on the skin.
The Canberrans should be used to it, of course. Trong playing his first season with the club, but from Melbourne, so surely used to some inclement weather down there.
Foreman high, floaty long pull. That's a great pull, and that's got to put him in great position. Greenfield lets it hit the deck, but he said
out of the field.
He said it landed on the line, which is out of bounds. See, well, we don't have a great look at there.
Oh, I don't know. Looks like it's uncontested either way, and he'll bring it up to the brick mark.
Greenfield was in perfect position to see where it was. So
we'll have to trust him. He's been around a few years. He should know what he's talking about.
So Arbeam have isolated Chris Hill out of the middle of the field. He starts his move going long. Greenfield doesn't like it, so finds Lavis. Stoddard at the back moving now. Fyshwick well aware of his presence with a couple of defenders moving with him. Greenfield bounces back the other way. No resets here for Lavis. Has to go upfield.
Oh, some awesome defense there from Fyshwick.
Great foul. Great.
It's a foul call from
Chris Folkes getting fouled there, and with Tom McCallum on his heels. So that's happened right in front of us. There was a slight nudge, but yeah. So Folkes contending that.
If that was due to the contact, then that was it. If that's what you're claiming, yeah, I don't recall where your arm was.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't hit the disc.
No comments here?
So, yeah, okay, yeah.
What do you want to do?
Uncontested.
Foul's not contested. IBM have possession here, wherever you were at the time the foul occurred.
So folks are saying that McCallum made contact with his arm, and the bump on the elbow caused him to drop it.
McCallum
McCallum asked a couple of his teammates for their perspective, and they all agreed. We heard Trong there saying, "We thought you got a clean disc," and McCallum saying, "No, I didn't." So,
Alex Smith getting a sniff on that.
Greenfield finds Lavis halfway to goal. Stoddard coming towards it. Wants the middle of the field.
Oh, he sends it.
Back end up.
Young's in the area.
He spotted Doherty. Doherty's going to have to go.
Is he in? Is he
He's
in?
kept the go. He scored a goal.
It's a goal. Oh, Doherty just really bringing it for IBM. I say it again and again, but he just keeps playing so phenomenally.
That's a fantastic shot from Stoddard. He had that throw towards the middle of the throw. Fyshwick were guarding the middle of the field there. They were more worried about the throw down the line. But Doherty heading away. Stoddard's just ran up. You can see Doherty up the top of the screen there. He sort of jabs in first but heads towards the end zone. And Stoddard doesn't hesitate. Winds it back and he wouldn't have wanted to be any further. And he's
look at that toe
so well there. Just kept that back foot dragging on the ground. Of course, the possession is counted from where your first ground contact is after you had the catch.
The ability to sprint that fast, catch a disc, and keep your toe in a specific point is something very special. And it's not Doherty's first time doing that this weekend. Shows some great field awareness.
The awareness to be able to do that is so difficult because your
concentration is just on everything else.
Yeah, as soon as you start to think about where the end zone line is, you're in trouble. But he did everything right there. He thought, I'm going to keep the back foot down, I'm going to secure the catch, then I'm going to look. It's catch first, everything else later. So you saw him, it was a great shot we got there from the production crew as he's caught it in, then looked down to see where his foot was.
Just made sure.
He was comfortably in. So
this offensive line from Fyshwick.
12-8, Svardos unguarded there. They've got plenty of space in that centre field there, but they're now stuck in this little reset pattern, which has been causing them headaches.
He's got Mitchell, but he doesn't look for him.
They need to find, their cutters need to be finding better space for them for forward options. Trong.
Seemed quite clumped in a ball in the middle there, not even in really a vertical stack.
Yeah, Svardos there with Stoddard on his shoulder.
Beautiful to Mitchell. He's got nothing upfield.
Oh, Lavis. He telegraphed that throw too much, and Lavis said, not today. You're not throwing it that way.
Mitchell looked like that was a little bit of a Hail Mary, thinking he didn't really have that great an option, but Wasn't going to come off.
I think he just had eyes at the end zone. Oh, he was heading up the line to Weir. That's what he saw. And let's just look. Weir has a look at that defense. Davey winds up.
Oh.
Stoddart versus Svardos. Svardos goes early, but Stoddart comes in over the top. Pakulis gives him the reset, finds Lavis. And Lavis floats it up, Scammell underneath it, grabs 2 hands on it.
There we go.
For I-Beam's 13th goal.
Oh, dear Simon, it's looking pretty set in stone here. Who's going to come away with the win?
Only 2 goals remaining to the end of the game for I-Beam. Fyshwick need to keep scoring to keep the game alive. Daniel Clinton.
Look, if I didn't know anything about Ultimate, I would just need to watch Ash O'Sullivan, coach of the Newcastle I-Beam. His response after that was running on the field, screaming and shouting. Big moment in the game.
Love to see enthusiasm from the coach there.
See there, Scammell, he got in close and he dropped back out, but the Hollander who was defending him
Just
decided to
wasn't
stay
there.
in and put some extra pressure on the thrower. And
Not a bad choice when you are as tall as De Hollander, but didn't
course,
pay
but
off this time.
pressure, like trying to pressure Tim Lavis, like who are we kidding? One of the most comfortable men with the disc in this sport. You could put 5 players around him and he's not going to be worried.
Svardos not throwing his hat there. I do make the comment of when you watch men play Frisbee that whenever they get a little bit frustrated, hats seem to go flying.
You know someone's lost their cool when they,
When the hat's off.
the hat spike.
I wouldn't like to be a hat.
Timeout called there by I-Beam.
Looks like they're just giving themselves a chance to have a bit of a drink and a bit of a chill out.
breather. They're running with a very short rotation, so the same core group of players on the field most of the time. I wouldn't be surprised to see them put a couple of their younger players on the line this time, just to
Give them a
at
bit
least
of a run.
get them a feel for the occasion of being in a knockout game and a national championships. I think the margin's comfortable enough you can afford to do that. Chantel, what do you think?
Aside from this game, we have a score update from the hotly contested Ellipsis versus Manly women's game, with Ellipsis on 9 and Manly trailing at 8. There's only 1 in that.
Just keeping it close, so they've obviously pegged 1 break back. We're worried about their ability to do that, but
Manly, of course, a team who know how to fight. That'll be an interesting one to get an update on soon.
Yeah. I think an adjustment Fyshwick really need to make here with their cuts. Kathy, I was just watching that last point. I was watching their upfield movement. They weren't really extending the defence at all. I-Beam really extend their defence by moving 30, 40 metre repeat sprint efforts. Fyshwick are only moving 10 to 15.
With such an athletic lineup on Fyshwick, it's an interesting choice to see them not doing that. But
They really need to move further to drag their defenders away from space before attacking it.
hopefully they're hungry now and they can show us what they've got.
Davey. Been consistent with his pulling today. This one no different. We're at the field at 64 from goal. The Hollander. He's got Francis heading long. We're still got a shot at him, but
Oh, it's not coming. I'd love to see it.
I-Beam of Sturt Wilson trying to stand his ground against the Hollander, which
It looked like it'd been hit by a bus.
is not going to go well for anyone. And another turnover on the reset. The I-Beam bringing back their zone defence that forced that lateral movement, and Fyshwick just got way too comfortable after being under heat for so long. So I-Beam, chance for another goal.
Just looking really good here. If they can score this one, they're a shoe-in.
Davey, 25 from goal. Not a lot of movement upfield. Luckman
Fyshwick are going to want it.
back to Davey. He's going to want to move it laterally.
Francis.
But
Wasn't gonna
Francis
let
is
that
wise to that.
Oh, huge bid from Gill.
Scammell pops it up over to Luckman again. Luckman getting a couple of touches at this point. Merck, 1-2 with Davey, but Davey wants to move it to this close side. Into the waiting
Another
hands.
beautiful goal there.
Jake Winchester.
Just happily putting that one in. And lovely up the break side. Couldn't have asked for anything better.
And as we said, they got their younger players more involved at that point. Max Luckman getting a couple of touches on the disc. Jake Winchester getting the goal. Yeah, really, the coaches really want to get them in and get them with a bit of experience, feel that pressure of the occasion. Daniel.
Yeah, a game to remember for the young lads. They're both of their first nationals, so they're getting involved. I love Max Luxman. They're playing a real simple version of ultimate. Catch the frisbee, throw it back to one of the experienced handlers, go down the field, run a bit more. It will be a game to remember for them. Game to forget for Fyshwick. I really fancied them ahead of this this match, and well, they've got a long way to go.
Yeah.
7 in a row.
Not impossible. And John Horan calling the line, so he's caught an audible on the 7 players he wants on the line, because obviously they need.
He knows what's at stake.
The equation's simple. Keep scoring to keep playing. Whereas I-beam, for them, 1 goal gets them to the top 4 into a semi-final clash this afternoon.
Well, Fyshwick, it's only 7 goals in a row. You can do that.
We suspect that I-beam will be having to play Sunder Slice, playing their quarterfinal. We're not sure of that result yet, but I-beam with his zone again, forcing that lateral movement.
Sandbridge on the field.
Fyshwick need to slow this down. They're being given easy resets. They need to
I-beam just not letting them get anything up.
focus on possession, boys. Focus on possession. You can't be doing that.
Oh, dearie me. I-beam here with the chance.
Merck moves quickly sideways to
A few
Davey.
passes could score this game.
Got plenty of cutters moving away. Hayes comes in, gets into
It's
1-2, and
looking
Davey
good.
straight in the goal
There it is.
line.
There it is.
Robbie Pakulis gets the goal.
Oh,
but
and
there's
United
a travel
don't seem to
called.
know what's
travel
happened.
Called. Travel called. We've gone too early. Everyone's gone
Pick
too early.
called.
We're not going yet. Production crew, please stay with us. The game's not over. Viewers, stay with us. It's not over. So Davey a bit too eager on that throw. Travel does he move. Mile Hingy was all over that one. Wasn't that throw on the replay. It was the next one, but Davey gets another look at it. Looks for Merck. Merck, one, has a go at it.
Trong says not today. Fyshwick here with another chance.
Looks to the backhand, but
De Hollander.
bit of pressure there from Keeley. Changes his mind.
Oh, the pressure's on down there. Goodness me.
Scammell on the mark now. De Hollander
Using his height there to grab that one down.
wants to go over the top. He's got players in plenty of space, but Hayes saw that coming. Got a swat on it. And Fyshwick just have no answers for this defence.
Oh, my heart is breaking, Simon.
Ryan Davey to restart play. 25 from goal. Diagonal formation. They've got room up the line and room laterally, which he takes. Rob Merck.
I've been really great at those lateral dumps.
Davey just getting open to Will. Keeley. Oh, smooth pass across to Merck. Merck's looking to the high side where there's plenty of space. Keeley again. Another youngster getting some touches. Ryan Davey stood very forward and a pick's been called nice and early. So Hayes knew straight away he couldn't celebrate that one. And Hayes wants to argue that, and Foreman agrees that Hayes would have got it anyway. So he'll keep possession, Davey. Every second pass, he's just, this is his game. Puts it forward to Merck. Merck dishes into Hayes. Hayes puts a spike, that confirms it. I-beam are your winners.
United looking a little forlorn out there. I've been not celebrating quite as hard as I thought they would be. That's a huge win for them to be securing a top 4 finish here.
They've had to work very hard for that win. We'll head down to Daniel Clanton is with Liam Doherty.
Liam, a great win, mate. Well played. Into the semis you go.
Yeah, pretty good. Nice to get a win and book a ticket into the semi-finals.
So your first nationals, how has the first season been with I-beam?
Yeah, it's been really good. I managed to play half a season before COVID hit and then everything got canned. So having a full season's been really nice to actually get to train for a little bit. So yeah.
And what happened here?
Oh, you know, just a good night at the accommodation. Got to have a bit of fun.
Got a bit bored and got a haircut. Well played, mate. Congratulations and good luck in the semis.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
Back up to you, Simon.
So for the first time since 2017, I-beam are guaranteed a top 4 finish. They have a semi-final this afternoon to get themselves potentially to the open final, which will take place tomorrow. Any final thoughts, Kathy?
Oh, they'll be happy with that. I'm sure the fans at home will be really glad they got up and tuned into this on a Sunday morning, because what an absolutely wonderful display of offensive ultimate from I-Beam.
And stay with us on Kayo Sports on the Kayo Freebie. Next game will be in about half an hour. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back to preview the next game.